any place there is space for positivity, there is room for negativity and also toxic positivity. Toxic positivity is defined by Wikipedia as a dysfunctional approach to emotional management and happens when people do not fully acknowledge negative emotions like sadness or anger. It's like you were to fall and to break your leg. Positivity would be realizing, hey, my leg hurts, but it's not going to hurt forever. I have the ability to nurture and take care of my leg, and I'll be able to use it again. There's no need to be upset or sad about it. While toxic positivity will be, my leg isn't broken. Haha, nope, it's a-okay, perfectly fine. So how is this relevant to today's topic? Well, today we're going to be talking about body positivity and how it has and still is becoming toxic body positivity. Body positivity movement may not have started at one set time, but it became popular at certain times in history. According to BBC UK, in 1969, a New York engineer named Bill Fabre was very upset about how the world treated his fat wife Joyce. He had read an article a few years earlier by a man named Lou Luther Butch about the fare and treatment of fat people. He made copies of the article and handed it to everybody he knew. Then he gathered a small group of people and created the National Association to Aid Fat Americans, today known as the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance, or NAFA, the world's longest-running fat rights organization. Meanwhile, in California, many feminists were also angry about the treatment of fat people, resulting in them forming the Fat Underground. What NAFA called fat acceptance, they called fat liberation. In 1973, they had released a fat manifesto which demanded equal rights for fat people in all areas of life, as well as calling out diet culture and declaring it as an enemy. People were motivated by the leadership that they saw in civil rights and other movements for freedom and equality. However, mainstream fat activism often excluded people of color. They thought that taking on more than one issue would dilute their message. They also believed that people of color were more accepting of fat people and didn't need fat activism. Unfortunately, they themselves marginalized other groups. The term body positivity wasn't used until the 90s and 2000s and was popularized by social media and advertisements similar to today. Body positivity started off as a movement to help people love themselves no matter what they look like and not to listen to people who discriminate against them for their bodies. But how far is too far? Many celebrities have been impacted by the growing negativity in the body positivity movement. An example being Adele, who was criticized by many people online for losing weight of her own accord, as well as Lizzo. In December 2020, many people found out that Lizzo had done a 10-day smoothie-based detox and was going vegan to lose weight and to help with gastrointestinal issues. In case you didn't know, Lizzo is a plus-size singer and celebrity known for her body positivity in both her songs and her character. Many people look up to her because she was a fabulous black plus-sized woman. Many people were furious with Lizzo for losing weight after preaching loving your body how it was and body positivity, and also because detoxes weren't favorable ways to lose weight as they had little proof of working, but they obviously did work for Lizzo. Lizzo herself pointed out the double standard in an Instagram post. I detox my body and I am still fat. I love my body and I am still fat. I am beautiful and I am still fat. These things are not mutually exclusive. To the people who look to me, please do not starve yourselves. I did not starve myself. I fed myself greens and water and fruit and protein and sunlight. You don't have to do that to be beautiful or healthy. That was my way. You can do life your way. Remember, despite anything anyone says or does, do what you want with your body. She also responded to critics directly in a TikTok video, saying, I did the 10-day smoothie detox, and as you know, I would normally be so afraid and ashamed to post things like this online because I feel like as a big girl, people just expect if you're doing something for your health, you're doing it for like a dramatic weight loss, and that is not the case. I am proud of myself, she added. I feel and look like a bad and I think like that's it. I am a big girl who did a smoothie detox and I wanted to share it with you guys. I got exactly what I wanted out of it, and every big girl should do whatever they want with their bodies. It seems very hypocritical to say, hey, love your body. You don't have to lose weight if you don't want to. Oh, you do want to? Well, don't. And to send hate to Lizzo for doing what she wants with her body, like the body positivity movement is supposed to support. Now, body positivity was not a movement created to focus on the people with average bodies, since they are already represented and not stigmatized against as much, but on those over the average or even below it. But it was also not created to shame people who are naturally the average, which is what some toxic body positivity activists do. Images like this started popping up, claiming that things like going on a diet, any type of diet, was fatphobic. Exercise was fatphobic. Doctors were fatphobic. This image was also extremely untrue, with everything listed here being fatphobic. All of them are things that people can choose to do if they wish to and are healthy and not harmful at all. The full image will be linked in the description below if I remember. And this helps us transition to the next topic, the unhealthy nature of this so-called body positivity. An argument made by many anti-body positivity people is that it is promoting obesity and unhealthy lifestyles in people today. While not always true, it is done to a certain extent. Body positivity seems to preach your weight has no impact on your health, and if anyone suggests you lose weight, they are the devil and you must cut them off and destroy them online. Yes, some people will be fatphobic, but there comes a point where one's weight is becoming unhealthy and is becoming a risk for heart problems and many other potentially life-threatening problems. But toxic body positivity does not allow for the fact that not every weight is healthy. Weight distribution and different metabolisms are a thing, but being obese so much that it's unhealthy is also a thing. Many people are overweight and it is a risk to their health, yet they ignore the advice of loved ones and brush them off as being hateful because they believe that they are healthy and they don't need to change anything at all. This is also something that happened with the community of eating disorders back in the 2000s, early 2000s, especially with anorexia, where they would feel empowered by people telling them you shouldn't be doing this. They feel like they were achieving their goals, which is a common thing with many eating disorders. My last problem / point on the body positivity movement of today is that a lot of the time people are told to love their bodies because all bodies are beautiful, which I think is a really bad mentality to have. Just because something is beautiful does not mean it is good. On the flip side of that, why does something need to be beautiful to be loved or even respected? Why is the driving force behind the body positivity movement you're beautiful even if you're fat, and not you are still a person with feelings like everyone else even if you are fat, and you deserve to be treated with respect and love? I might make a separate video on this topic, just on this topic, on how respect always seems to correlate with beauty in a lot of movements, but that's for another day. Just because a person is beautiful does not mean that they are healthy in any way. Many people with EDs get their ideal look, have EDs to get their ideal look, might be beautiful, but that does not change the fact that what they are doing is extremely unhealthy and detrimental to their health. It's also true for the opposite. People who are overweight might be really beautiful, but that might not necessarily be healthy. Beauty is not the same most important thing at all. In conclusion, people are complicated. Somebody might diet and exercise for months and not lose a lot of weight. People gain and lose weight differently, and weight looks different on different people. I think that body neutrality is better than today's body positivity. Loving your body because it is there and that you can use it and that it works for you, and not idealizing a certain body type, but also not ignoring when your body needs work and acknowledging when someone is unhealthy without shaming them for it. It also acknowledges that you may not like everything about your body all the time, but you have the ability to change it as you wish, which I think is a much better message than today's body positivity has. And remember that no matter how a person looks, they're still a person and deserve respect and compassion like any other person.